Okay, another open stage review. Again, now that my open stage is gone, I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts about some of the other open stages in Portland. These are just my impressions from my first impressions from having gone to them. And I'm going to try to focus on just ones that I know are still active. So, as of October, I know that the Brickhouse in Vancouver, Washington, just across the Columbia from Portland, was active. So, Brickhouse. First, the venue, the atmosphere. It's a bar and grill. The food there is good. It's a comfortable, nice place to hang out. They have a really nice stage there, and getting a little bit into sound, like the sound system is a pro grade house sound system with monitors and mains and everything. The venue itself would accommodate a drum set, though the open stage does not provide a drum set as the backline. However, the open stage does provide as additional gear, bass amp, guitar amp, some stuff like that. The night that I was there, someone came with a cajon and sat in with a bunch of people. So if you're a band and you can bring a little bit of your own gear, this is probably a venue that can accommodate a little more beefy sound and more of a rock and roll kind of thing. Sound quality was generally good. The host is on top of stuff and is good at the sort of dual role of both sort of time management and managing the acts and keeping things running on time, but also getting a quick, decent sound for everybody across a wide spectrum of styles. Format is kind of like a three-song, sort of a typical three-song format. There is some limited opportunity to come back up at the end if there's a little extra time. But what I would say about this open stage is that it's very popular, and that if you intend to go, it's very important that you be there early, because there is a sort of unique process for the sign up. It's sort of a lineup and sign up. So I forget if it's half an hour before it begins. And I believe that the time is 7 to 10. I'm a little iffy about that, but double check with the venue, but I believe it's 7 to 10. You need to be there at least half an hour before, because there's a lineup and sign up, meaning that everyone who's in the room, there's not like a list that's out and first come, first sign and kind of thing. You line up and the chalkboard comes out and whoever, you sign up, and it's not necessarily who came in first, but it's who got in line first. So if it's important to you to play a particular time, you really need to be on it. If you are not 21, then the venue has, typical kinds of restrictions where they can have people who are under 21 up to a certain time, and this is where it would really come into play for you, that you've got to get one of those early spots. So be very mindful of that. And this is not one where I wouldn't go if I couldn't be there for the lineup and sign up. I would not trust that there are extra slots for late walk-ins, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So they're very successful, but also I wouldn't go if you can't be there early. As far as little extras, it's the back line. And like I said, so this is it's a good one. This is a good place to go. It's well run. It's a good place to hang out. It could potentially be a stepping stone kind of gig. The venue does have music, regular music other nights. It's right in the heart of downtown Vancouver. So yeah, this is one that I think is one of the better run stages in the area that I'm aware of. and one that I definitely would recommend, especially for if you were just a little more rock and roll in your presentation. Like this is a place that can really accommodate that better than a lot of open stages that are going to tend to bias towards like acoustic singer songwriters. So get on out there and try it out. A lot of real supportive regulars, and obviously, as with many open stages, wide variety of skill levels, but everybody's there to have a good time and support each other. So it's got my recommendation, and there you go. Hey, so I'm terrible. You can tell from the way that my beard has disappeared that I have been really slow to put out these open stage reviews. I recorded a bunch of them like several days running, where I went to a bunch of open stages like a bunch of days in a row, and I've been trickling out the actual videos. In the meantime, a whole bunch of stuff has changed, which is generally true of the open stage scene. In the meantime, I've gone and played a gig at the Brickhouse and had a conversation with the host of the open stage, Douchebag, who that is his stage name, and I'm going to honor it, despite the fact that's not something I normally utter. And so I have sort of an exciting addendum to report, which is that he tells me that they've actually expanded the available backline to now include a drum set. So they reliably have a full backline available, and this now becomes another open stage and it's a really nice stage, really nice sound system. Having just played like a full band gig there, I mean, that's the bread and butter of that location. This now becomes a really good place for a full band that wants to road test a handful of songs, to get in there, have the gear available, and just do it, which is a very exciting thing, and it's kind of hard to. I mean, there were no places that did that, and now I can think of three. So it's kind of an exciting time to be a full band trying to get your stuff together and have the same opportunity that a singer songwriter might to like go try out your songs in front of an audience at an open stage. So keep that in mind when you are thinking about going out to the Brickhouse. It was already a pretty good stage, but this is an exciting new development.